Alright guys, so today is the day. New wheels on the car. Took me about a week to finish up all the wheels total. They're all the last three I did, so not the first one but the other three I did. Learned from my mistakes on the first one. The next three look a lot better. They're still, you know, not 100%. I'll show you a bit of a close-up afterwards. The black part of the wheels are really stained in brake dust, so it's going to take me a long time to clean them off, but I'm just so excited to get them on the car. I'm going to put them on now. I don't want to wait any longer, so let's get into it. First one's off. It's easy. I've done this so many times. What I'm going to do, real quick though, is see if I can take the centre cap out of this one and put it in this one. I've measured them. They are the same size, I think, but if you have a look, I've got nice new S centre caps on my original wheels, which I bought. And on the ones I've got John Cooper Works, and they're a bit old anyway. But I don't want John Cooper Works on it because they aren't actually John Cooper Works wheels. It's not a John Cooper Works car. So see if I can get that out real quick. There we go. That looks so much better. I'm liking that a lot. So we're out with the old, in with the new. Only one thing left to do then. Put them back on the car. I've done a little test fit like I did in the last video, but I haven't actually put the bolts on, put it on the car on the floor, see how it properly fits. So this is my first proper sort of test fitment. So we'll see how it goes. So the way I've always done it really is to sort of sit with it like this. Put my feet around it and then offer it up just like that. There we go. And take my bolts. Not quite. There we go. Doesn't feel like it's sitting on the hub very well, but we'll bolt them up, take them for a test drive and see how it goes. I've got that bolt in now. Put this one in as well. Grab my tool and make it a bit easier. Once you get one in, you're pretty much okay. I like to just get two in there just to be sure. There we go. Ugh. Now all I've got to do is put the rest of the wheels in. Sorry, the rest of the wheels, the rest of the bolts in, sorry. I can tell already it just looks so much better. These red calipers just pop like mad with these new wheels. It's a shame about the blacks being so filthy, but I'll have to just see if I can sort that out myself at some point. I was gonna, my plan was originally to ceramic coat them and stuff before I put them on the car, but I just couldn't be bothered because I had them for a week and I'm too excited to get them on the car. I just really want them on, so I'm doing it tonight. Alright, the first one's on. I'm super happy with it already. Now it's on the ground. Let me show you guys real quick. So that's what it's looking like with the first one on. It makes that red caliper pop so much more. Don't look too bad on camera. And you get closer, you're like, oh, they're not the best, but they've got track tyres on them. They're wider, bigger rims, lower profile tyres, and it looks sick. So I'm going to get that back one on now, and that'll be my first proper look of them when all four of them are on the car. Then I'm going to take it for a quick test drive down to the shell garage, check the pressures on them, and then we'll go for a little drive, see how they feel. Alright, so I've put both wheels on the car. I'm really confused. I'm not sure what to do, because I like the way they look with these new wheels, but the quality of the refurb is just not, you know, they just look a bit scruffy. I'll show you guys now. So I'm really happy with the way it looks with these alloys as opposed to the other ones, but when you get up close, it's just like, you know, they're not 100%, and the rest of the car pretty much is. But then when you look at the wheels, it's like, oh, you know what I mean? I'm not sure. From a distance and in photos, like from here, it's like, that looks sick, but I don't know. And I'm not sure whether or not I've put the tyres on the right way, to be honest, because there's a marker on it that says left, and this is, well, it depends how you look at the car, because if you look at the car from this way, then that's the right, but if you look at it from the front, then that's left. And I think, because, I don't know, I don't think they're on the right side, I'm not sure. But I do like the way they look on the car, because if you compare that to this, yeah, it looks so much cooler, but I just don't know if it's worth because of the quality of the alloys. I don't know. All right, so I've had to think about it. I really like the way the car looks with them on, but the quality of them is just not up to par with the rest of the car. So I'm going to take them off and sell them. It's really disappointing because I've spent so much time on them, and I was really gassed to get them on the car, but they're just not up to standard. So gonna list them for sale. I found another set actually, which they're 350 quid, so more than twice the price of, well, twice the price of what I paid for them, but they're mint, so if they're still for sale, I might get them, sell these my original ones to pay for them, but we'll see. So I'm really disappointed, to be honest, but I've got something else for the car which is going to cheer me up. Okay, so this is what we got for the Mini. It's a lot heavier than I was expecting it to be fair. In this box is a MTC Motorsport intercooler. It's a bigger intercooler than what's on it at the minute. To be honest, I don't know the dimensions of what's on it at the minute, but I know that's just the factory one painted black, so it's not good enough for what I need it to be fair. And I feel like my intake temps are a bit high, so I'm going to put this on because I know this is a 60mm core. They're 165 pounds, including the snout boots in red. So I've got the intercooler in black, snout boots in red. One of the things that's put me off doing it, to be honest, is that looks so cool, the intercooler cover and the intercooler cover and the black intercooler that I've got on it at the minute. But I just want a bigger one, and I worry about intake temps, especially sitting in traffic. So let's just get into it. We'll unbox it and put it on the car. It shouldn't be too hard. I've had that intercooler off already before. It's literally 8, 6, yeah, like 12 bolts. That's it. So should be sound. Shouldn't take me more than half an hour. It's in the garage because I think it's going to rain. So we'll get on with it. So it's important when you're doing this, if you are going to do it, to not get these clamps on the top mixed up. So on this side they're small clamps, on that side they're big clamps, and the clamps themselves aren't equal. So you've got like an inner there and an outer there. So on this side the outers are on the front and the inners are on the back, and on this side the outers are on the front and the inners are on the back again. So make sure you put them back in the right way. So old intercooler's off now. Probably took, I don't know, 10-15 minutes, not too bad. And I've got a side-by-side comparison now of the old intercooler and the new one. And I have to say, just by looking at it, I'm really impressed with it, to be fair. So not only is it a lot bigger just in overall surface area on the top, but in thickness, I'll put them side by side and you'll see like the core thickness is what really matters on an intercooler. The new one, which is this one on the left, look how much thicker it is as well. It is so much bigger, really nice quality. MTC, man, always knock it out of the box. Really nice welds all the way down the side. Like a lot of people say though that these brackets tend to snap, which is something I'm a bit worried about. Some people put a bit of rubber under them, so I might do that. But just in overall, just first impressions out the box, I mean they're massive. And I got the red silicone hoses to go with it. So they'll be there on the sides. That's going to look sick. It won't look as cool, I don't think, as what I originally had on there. But I was debating for a while whether or not to go with black or the silver one, but I'm glad I went with black. So, in terms of measurements, the core on the new intercooler is 65mm, right? On the original one, 50. So that's a big increase already, another 15mm just in core size. In terms of width of the actual fins, 209mm on the original, 270, so another 20mm, so 15mm in thickness, 20mm in width, and in length the new one is 23.5mm, the old one is only 17, wow. Sorry, 170, 230, so from 17 to 230. This is a massive difference in size, although this size of an intercooler is generally quite small in terms of cars. Like my Golf's intercooler is about 2-3 times bigger, but for the Mini, that's a big boy intercooler that is. I can't wait to get on the car. Hopefully we don't have any problems. I think where I'm going to have problems with the silicone hoses because they've never been clamped down or compressed before, but we'll see. Fingers crossed. Alright, so I think the best plan of action is to probably get these out, put them on the ends, put the clamps around them, and then put the intercooler in. So we'll see how that goes. And this is where the trouble begins, because these are tight. There we go, that's that. I'll make sure I get a nice fit on these, otherwise we're going to have a boost leak. It feels like it's on. There we go. Not as bad as I was expecting, to be fair. I just put them in there. I think just having them there and I can just turn, that'd be easier. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can do this then. So on the MTC website, it says that this intercooler takes about 30 minutes to install. Straight cap. Ain't nobody putting this shit on in 30 minutes, man. I swear. Everything's fine. What's hard is that the intercooler is almost the size of the space in between the horns, and trying to get those really stiff silicone hoses on, even after I've soaked them in hot water to like soften them up a bit, is just so hard. But it's on now. I'll give you guys a quick look. So that's what it's looking like with the new intercooler on. Aesthetics wise, it looks worse, unfortunately. I really like the red cover that I had on the original one, but this is a function thing. I need to have this on to cool all those intake temps, so I'm really happy I've done it. One of the things I don't like about it though is that I can't access my spark plugs now, because before the old intercooler finished like here, because this one's bigger, I'm going to have to take it off every time I want to do the spark plugs, which is going to be a pain in the ass. So I hope it's on alright. What I'm going to do tomorrow morning, leave a bit early for work with my tools, take it for a test drive, do some pulls, make sure there's no boost leaks, because if there is, it should be a little bit underpowered. So yeah. Yeah, you can see it through the hood scoop.